Chris Clemens accepted an immediate Uber ride request on a chilly Friday night in Sacramento, California. When Chris arrived, his young female passenger clutched her chest and gasped for air after entering with a man. Her features were distorted with fear, and her eyes were wide with obvious panic.
Yeah.
Chris sped through the city, and the red lights became a jumbled mess as he passed them. Her wheezing filled the car, and Chris wondered what had triggered her asthma attack.
It's in the grass. It's in the bushes where the people put the stuff at.
After a while, the hospital appeared, giving hope. Her anxiety subsided as we pulled up to the emergency entrance, and she ran inside. The terrifying mystery of what she had witnessed that Friday night remained unanswered. On his typical night as an Uber driver, Nathan picked up a man who had been out doing who knows what. The passenger, who sat shotgun and appeared to be dozing off, was captured on camera. Suddenly, the man released a piercing, bone-chilling antic that sent shockwaves through the car.
Where am I?
Nathan's grip tightened on the steering wheel, and panic rushed through him as he tried to maintain control of the vehicle. His eyes darted to the rearview mirror, seeking an explanation from the passenger.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just had a nightmare. I get paid up little feet pics. On a feet find relative, you good.
Nathan's anger simmered beneath the surface, the fright still fresh in his mind. He couldn't take it anymore. With a voice quaking with anger and fear, Nathan shouted, "Get out of my car!" In the broad daylight of a bustling Pembroke Park street, a nerve-wracking scene unfolded inside an Uber car. The passenger silently recorded the escalating drama.
I have the right to tell you when to get out of my car. It's right now.
I don't know where I am. I'm asking you where is my destination. If you will kindly point at where I am supposed to go.
Pulled into your destination. It said here I was...
The Uber driver, his face flushed with anger, repeatedly demanded the stubborn passenger exit his vehicle, but she refused to comply. The driver's fury grew, each word a thunderous crack in the daytime stillness.
Where my destination is.
I don't give a... The ride is over. You have been extremely rude, extremely condescending.
As the seconds ticked by, silence settled inside the car, broken only by the driver's final plea, "Get out of my car." On the sunny streets of California, Carlos Jetson and two of his passengers were cruising along Melrose Avenue, the gentle hum of their Uber vibrating through the air. Music filled the car as they soaked in the day's warmth. As they approached a crosswalk, a careless pedestrian did something out of spite.
Are you vaping, bro? Come on. Why? I honestly didn't want you in my car. Yeah, walk right into my car, dumbass.
The sound reverberated through the vehicle, shattering the atmosphere. Carlos shot back with a furious rage and peeled away from the scene.
You.
He has one arm. Why didn't you let him go? What the hell?
As the car sped off, a cloud of tension hung over the passengers, leaving them in stunned silence. In 2017, Dwayne Richards navigated the bustling city streets behind the wheel of his Tesla Uber. The soft hum of electric power was the soundtrack to his passengers' conversation. One of his riders, a tech enthusiast, begged him to activate autopilot mode. Dwayne hesitated, then reluctantly engaged it, thinking the truck up ahead was stationary until this happened.
Aren't you an electrical engineer?
Yeah.
He is electrical engineer.
Why don't you do biomedical engineering?
Tesla's AI took control, but the truck abruptly veered into their lane. Tesla's sensors blared warnings. A collision seemed inevitable. Time seemed to stretch as Tesla's automated brakes engaged. The passengers held their breath.
Nice brake work, brother! That guy didn't even signal, he just went for it. Dude, I know, but you, that coordination was amazing. I wasn't even scared.
After bringing everyone to the brink, Brembo's cutting-edge brake technology saved the day. Outside a grocery store in Albuquerque, a local Karen, whose condescending tone matched the intensity of the sun, impatiently waited for her Uber. She couldn't fathom why the driver hadn't recognized her. Immediately, she asked the driver,
I said I couldn't tell with your mask on.
Are you new to Albuquerque?
You know what? This isn't going to work out. I'm not going to pick you up.
The Uber driver, a calm and composed individual, decided he had enough. He cancelled the ride, determined not to tolerate her rudeness. The Karen's face twisted and she unleashed her anger. She rammed her shopping cart toward the vehicle, the metallic thud echoing in the parking lot. She shouted, her desperation now front and center.
What's your problem? What is your problem?
I need a ride home.
Well, that's great, but I'm not going to pick up somebody that's rude. Hey!
Unfazed, the Uber driver calmly captured the incident on his dashcam. He charged the woman for the damages, leaving her flustered and defeated. On a rainy day, Mikhail navigated the slick city streets and found himself at an intersection. Suddenly, he noticed a red Ford truck up ahead, swerving erratically. Curiosity piqued, and Mikhail trailed the truck, wondering if something was amiss. Suddenly, the Ford truck accelerated, its engine roaring. Mikhail tightened his grip on the steering wheel. At the intersection, chaos erupted. The Ford truck attempted to dart through the red light, but fate had other plans. Mikhail slammed on his brakes, narrowly avoiding the wreckage. He dialed 911, realizing he had unwittingly stumbled upon a dangerous and mysterious incident. In the bustling streets of New York City, Jake Louis, an Uber driver, had just accepted a new ride request. He navigated through the sea of yellow cabs and impatient pedestrians to reach the pickup location. As he pulled up, a young woman approached, a toddler in her arms.
You don't got a car seat, do you? A car seat? A car seat? I can't, I'm sorry.
Regulations were clear. He couldn't transport a child without one. Politely but firmly, he explained the safety policy and requested her to provide a car seat. The tension in the air thickened as the minutes ticked by. The woman grew increasingly agitated. Passers-by began to take notice, their curiosity piqued by the escalating confrontation.
It's illegal. What if we get in an accident? What if someone rear-ends us?
You're going right down the street.
Jake held his ground, refusing to compromise safety. In a fit of rage, the woman lashed out before storming off. In the streets of Hong Kong, Clifford Chen navigated through the chaotic urban maze. A reckless motorist suddenly appeared, racing ahead at an astonishing 90 kilometers per hour. The audacious overtake brought the speeding vehicle mere meters in front of Clifford's car. Tension gripped the air as Clifford braced for disaster. The daredevil's reckless maneuver turned into a nightmare in the blink of an eye. Chaos erupted on the street as the two mangled cars came to a screeching halt, leaving a scene of twisted metal and shattered glass in their wake. Farish got anxious as he drove through the shadowy streets with his disruptive passenger. She reeked of alcohol, and her mood swung violently between laughter and anger. Farish glanced at the GPS. There were 20 minutes left on the ride, but every passing second felt like an eternity.
That's fine. It'll get you there. So it's 13th Street. 13th and Pearl. What are you doing? Hey!
He gripped the wheel tightly, trying to keep his cool despite the woman's constant barrage of insults and demands. Desperate to put an end to the nightmare, Farish pretended to cooperate out of fear of what she might do.
You could have just gone straight.
Yeah, I just missed that, actually, because I was already hearing about your weird thing.
You know what? Do not blame your passenger.
The woman's hostility grew as they entered a lonely, dark road. She called 911 and accused Farish of many false crimes. He knew he couldn't let her harm his reputation or livelihood any longer.
What?
Yeah, that's not a problem. I'm just going to drop you.
You're gonna drop me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
You're...
He took a risk and stopped the car, tires screeching in the night. Frustrated, Farish opened the door and told his misbehaving passenger, "You are on your own." He left her in the dark, hoping he had made the right choice to end the terrifying ride and protect himself. Derek Montgomery drove through West Hollywood, while Uber passengers chatted calmly in the back seat, unaware of the danger. Up ahead, an Amazon delivery van had suddenly and completely stopped, its brake lights flaring ominously.
3 minutes. Oh, 3 minutes. Woo!
Derek watched in disbelief as his foot hovered over the brake pedal. The Amazon driver charged out from behind the van, pushing it across the road. The van's diagonal slide completely blocked them, metal scraped against asphalt. At that moment, they realized they had just escaped the clutches of an inexplicable peril. The Amazon driver's reckless maneuver left them shaken. As Marcus Whitman navigated under the bright rays of the midday sun, his phone chimed with a new Uber request. He glanced at the screen, noting an elderly man named Mr. Sullivan as the passenger. As he pulled up to the address, Marcus saw a frail figure waiting impatiently on the curb.
Yeah, I can't touch the floor.
The elderly man swung open the door and demanded assistance with tasks far beyond a typical Uber driver's duties. Marcus obliged, dialing numbers, chauffeuring him around town, and even accompanying him to the hospital. The night wore on, filled with one bizarre request after another.
Building is? No, sir, because this is only the second time I've been there. The first time was like a month ago. I do have a phone number you can call.
Yeah, that would be...
Do you want the doctor's?
As the day wore on, Marcus grew increasingly suspicious. What kind of person requires such personal attention from an Uber driver? Uber driver Eddie arrived at the luxurious country club. After a while, 2 passengers approached his car. The first man, attired and composed, greeted Eddie politely and sat in the back. Stumbling toward the car, the other reeked of an intolerable stench and was rude.
His sex name is Mike. But it's Omedio.
I hope.
The smelly passenger carelessly pushed Eddie's shoulder as he got on, which shocked Eddie. To add insult to injury, he did something a stupid person would do.
Yo, get your foot down. Yo, check this out. Get your foot off there.
Alright, call Uber.
Guess what?
We'll get out.
Yeah, you can pop out.
Eddie couldn't bear the rudeness and smell as he navigated the dark road. With a trembling voice, he pulled over in the middle of nowhere, urging the unruly passenger to get out.
Just pop out. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. No problem, man. Thank you. Alright. Maybe there was.
Both passengers stepped out, leaving Eddie relieved but shaken. On what was supposed to be a slow afternoon for Brian, an Uber driver around the streets of Seattle had accepted a pool ride request. As he headed towards the pickup location, another passenger was added to the trip. The new passenger, a stranger to Brian, immediately insisted that he ignore his GPS and take him directly home. Brian, being an experienced driver, tried to explain that he had to pick up his next passenger as per Uber Pool's rules.
Well, but I got another passenger to pick up, though.
Just keep going. I'm taking you straight to my house.
Oh,
this is faster.
Oh, but I got another passenger. That's how it works.
You're just taking the long way.
No, but I got another passenger to pick up. That's how it pulls.
Trying to stay professional, Brian checked on his next rider as the passenger's demands increased. The angry passenger insisted on a direct ride home despite Brian's explanations. Brian's patience strained as tension rose. He took decisive action as a result of constant demands. He abruptly ordered him out of the car.
Which way to go? And it's faster if you just took the way I took.
You know what, can you just get the out of my car, man?
Open your door. You're getting the bad reference.
Yeah, okay, I'm showing this video to Uber, by the way.
The after hours took a turn for the strange as Brian continued on his way. Fresh off another day of delivering for Uber Eats, Nate Clark was pedaling through the crowded streets of San Francisco. He was exhausted, but he was determined to get home, so he made his way through the crowds of people and vehicles. The freedom he felt while riding through the city was matched by the footage from the GoPro attached to his handlebar. But then, the unexpected happened. Time slowed as Nate's bike collided with the unforgiving door, sending him hurtling toward the cold pavement. His quick reflexes and instinctive agility saved him from a gruesome fate. He hit the cold pavement hard, the camera still rolling, capturing the chaos. Nate rose to his feet, unscathed. As the clock struck 2 a.m., Mark, an Uber driver, was parked near Cool Beans by the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. The night was completely dark, with only the faint illumination of the streetlights visible. His phone beeped, alerting him to a new ride request. He stopped at the curb to pick up a passenger and was met by the icy stare of a woman. Mark was confused by the mix-up, but reluctantly unlocked the doors. Without saying a word, the woman hurriedly entered the vehicle. Even though Mark had told her she was not his passenger, She insisted on being driven there anyway.
The right one there, because that's, no, I'm sorry. Wrong Uber, I'm sorry. Emily.
Growing increasingly frustrated, Mark insisted that he couldn't proceed without the correct pickup. In a fit of anger, Emily abruptly exited the car, but not before unleashing her terror. With her retreating footsteps, Mark sighed in relief, thankful that his car remained unscathed. Devon, who frequently works late nights as an Uber driver due to insomnia, assumed tonight would be like any other. He received a 4-person Uber ride notification, expecting nothing unusual. But when he pulled up, his car's atmosphere changed. Devon sensed trouble when the group's self-proclaimed leader claimed the front seat. They spoke of privilege and entitlement.
Yep.
What's this? Are you recording me?
That's a dash cam recording everybody in this car.
Yeah, with that.
I need
She treated Devon like her personal chauffeur and demanded that he give her control of the car's audio system. Devon's patience was tested to its breaking point by her intrusiveness and rudeness. Even though he tried to keep his composure, he was finally unable to take it any longer.
You guys come in the car smoking weed, you're touching the radio or anything like that. Like, I was trying to work with you guys, but...
I mean, like, normally, like, Ubers are pretty cool with that.
Okay, I'm not a cool Uber then. I don't know what you want me to do.
I mean, I'm saying you're not cool. I was just saying normally people are pretty...
A stressful situation prompted him to finally snap. With a firm but polite voice, he pulled over and told them that he'd be sending them back from point A. As Cole Matthews navigated the bustling streets of California, his Uber app pinged with a new ride request. Cole welcomed the rider into the car, and the man directed him to his destination. Halfway into the ride, the atmosphere shifted. The man turned to Cole, sly in his eyes.
No, I can't do it like that either, man. I'm sorry.
I got a check?
A check? Do I look like a bank? No, I can't do that, man. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Cole's mind began to sound an alarm. Cole came to a stop and proceeded to explain the Uber policy, at which point he insisted that he could only accept payment via the Uber app.
That's not how this works, though. I'm sorry. I can't take any kind of cash or anything like that.
As a limo service, you should know how to...
But I'm not a limo service. I'm still an independent contractor.
Okay, kiss my...
The man's anger erupted like a volcano. He slammed the car door and stormed out, leaving Cole shaken. On one blazing day in New York, Joseph's car idled outside, an Uber for a young, well-dressed gentleman. The man, still flushed from what seemed like a game of basketball, had specified pickup near the basketball court. But Joseph, with an air of nonchalance, halted the car a few meters away, convinced it was close enough. He watched as the young man approached, irritation furrowing his brow.
Basketball, why don't you pull up down here? Huh? I'm outside playing basketball, brother. You see me go? Wait, don't talk to me like that, man.
An immediate tension hung in the sweltering air as the passenger's annoyance flared. Joseph's patience wore thin.
Doesn't matter, but shut up, go, cuz. No, go. No, I'm not gonna let you talk to me like that. Request another Uber. Before you open this door,
with an exaggerated sigh, the young man whipped out his phone and dialed a number.
Money back, not me. I don't deal with that. You with that, and I call the cops. Mom, Leo baby just pulled on this. No.
The conversation revealed that the young man was still a mama's boy. Joseph couldn't help but hide a grin. The day just got a lot more interesting. On March 30th, 2015, in the west side of Manhattan, New York City, Chaudhry, an Uber driver, had just committed a grave offense. He dared to signal a police detective for not using his blinker.
I don't know what planet you think you're on right now.
I'm not planning, sir. I'm here.
Planning? I said planet.
I'm not any planet.
Cherry's angry face turned the scene sinister. The car rang with his venomous rant against Chaudhry, his words cut like a knife, a stark reminder that power often corrupts. Chaudhry's life took an unexpected turn at that moment, leaving him humiliated and scarred, but determined to seek justice. The dashcam captured not just an incident, but a reminder of the thin line between authority and abuse.
People are allowed to park their cars on the side of the street without your interference, especially when the person you're doing it to are the police.
Patrick Cherry's unmarked car loomed ahead, arrogantly parking without a care. In wanting to be a law-abiding individual, Chaudhry signaled him to use his signal. It was a simple request, but it would set off a chain of events that would haunt Chaudhry. John's thoughts kept returning to the woman he had just dropped off, a mysterious woman with a sultry voice and a flirtatious smile. A new booking request from her appeared on his screen, and he saw that she claimed she had left her keys in his vehicle. John's heart pounded, suspicion taking hold.
Hey, John. Yes.
I just got out of the car with my keys in that key.
Yeah, I see him. I'm already...
He pulled over, debating whether to return to her house. A gnawing unease tugged at him. Why would she need him to come back now, especially since he was heading home? His instinct screamed danger, and he declined the request, ignoring the sinking feeling in his gut.
Tell me what I need to do. I'm even willing to cash if you a tip, hon. I just really gotta get my keys so I can get home.
Alright, let me...
Due to a customer service complaint, Uber had disabled his account. His livelihood hung by a thread, all because of a sinister ploy, a booty call gone wrong. Jerry was driving along the Georgia highway when a sudden turn caught him by surprise. A passenger request popped up on his Uber app, so he drove toward the requested pickup. But just as he approached the intersection, a taxi materialized out of thin air, seemingly from nowhere. The taxi and its driver appeared to have frozen in fear after the near collision. After a few seconds, the cabbie finally waved a hasty apology at Jerry. It was a simple wave, but it spoke volumes. As Tim cruised along the sunlit road, the afternoon seemed ordinary, the traffic scarce. He relaxed into the rhythm of the drive, the gentle hum of the engine soothing his nerves. But as he rounded a bend, the serenity shattered. Out of nowhere, a red SUV appeared, seemingly ignoring traffic laws. Tim slammed his brakes, tires screeching in protest. The SUV slammed into Tim's vehicle, metal grinding against metal in a spine-chilling cacophony. Glass shattered, and the world seemed to spin slowly. Tim found himself shaken but alive. His car, however, was a mangled wreck in desperate need of repair. One night, an Uber driver picked up a passenger in a faintly lit alley. The request came from a man who claimed to be a cop. He peered at the dashboard camera.
Recording in progress inside this vehicle.
Hello.
Absolutely.
Do you know that it's still an invasion of privacy to do that?
No.
I'm not even lying.
While that statement made the driver's heart race, he also knew it to be untrue. He had to glance at his phone. The ride was still being monitored. While the passenger wove a web of intimidation around him, he kept driving. Minutes felt like hours as false legal knowledge tugged at the driver's conscience.
Hey, regardless of you having that warning, you still need my consent in order to video and audio record me.
Okay. Obviously, I don't have your consent, so...
You know. But...
Finally, unable to bear the tension, the driver pulled over in a desolate area. He cancelled the ride and kicked the passengers out. As Adam's Uber merged onto the desolate highway, he glanced at his phone to confirm the passengers' destinations. A couple had requested his ride. They were heading in opposite directions. But Adam was used to odd requests. It was just another night on the job. As the car sped through the inky darkness, his dashcam mirror revealed something he never expected. They were engaged in a heated rendezvous in the back seat. The dimly lit interior of the car concealed their activities, but their hushed whispers and furtive glances told a different story. The thrill of secrecy filled the air until the woman finally announced her stop. Adam drove on, silently wondering what other surprises the night would bring. The clock struck midnight as Mark, an Uber driver, embarked on his nightly cruise through the city's dimly lit streets. His dash camera silently recorded the reasons why he dreaded these nocturnal shifts. Careless drivers swerved all over the road, treating the lanes as if they were optional. Blinding headlights from speeding cars felt like daggers in his eyes, distorting his vision. As he continued his journey through the treacherous night, the chilling realization set in. Every night was a nightly dance with danger, a suspenseful thriller with no end in sight. Joey de Guzman's Uber gig started in the wee hours of the night. As the car glided through the desolate lanes, Joey's unease grew.
That's crazy. If I ever choose to...
The strange object was only revealed when the car's headlights shone on it. Joey slammed the brakes, tires screeching against the pavement. The feline silhouettes froze in the stark beams of light, their innocent eyes reflecting fear.
Whoa, kitty! Oh! What a little... Oh, at least you didn't. I didn't...
Joey sighed in relief, realizing that he had saved the lives of these innocent kitties. Desiree approached her next pickup location, a tranquil suburban street. The app indicated her passenger's name, Mika. Desiree pulled over and spotted Sarah waiting on the sidewalk, her face bare, defying the mandatory mask policy.
Taking a picture of me. It's not illegal to take pictures.
It's not at all, but I need to prove that you have it actually, when you request a ride, it doesn't matter, ma'am.
Desiree's heart raced as a tense standoff hung in the air. She knew safety was paramount, but she also sensed trouble.
Forcing me out of her car.
Ma'am,
because I won't wear a mask, and she wanted me to put my...
Anxious but resolute, Desiree cancelled the trip, watching Sarah storm off. The day's suspenseful journey continued, leaving Desiree with an eerie feeling that some passengers tested not only her patience, but her safety too. The two ladies in the back of Mario's Uber chatted excitedly about their destination as they drove through the dimly lit streets. Mario readily agreed to a 20-mile ride, but as he drove, a faint unease crept over him. Glancing at the app, he couldn't ignore the red flag. The Uber ride had been mysteriously cancelled. His heart raced as he realized it could only have been cancelled manually.
Look how that happens. When you cancel a ride, you get charged, right?
No.
Yeah, we get charged.
Okay. Oh, okay, well, I just drove 20 miles.
Mario felt a knot of suspicion form in his stomach. He was well aware that con artists frequently used this strategy. Without a word, Mario pulled over.
For some reason, but luckily I got a dash cam to actually record every single thing that happened. So if she did claim any false claim, I do have it on camera.
Panic flashed across the ladies' faces as he opened the door. "This is your stop," he said, his voice firm. The Uber driver drove to the airport as the sunny midday sun warmed the city. Little did he know that his passenger for this ride would turn out to be an embodiment of the notorious Karen stereotype. The moment Karen climbed into the back seat, her piercing complaints began. Maintaining his calm demeanor, Herman recorded the escalating chaos on his phone, narrating the unfolding drama in fluent Spanish.
You don't speak English. Usted sabe que va a terminar. Uber for me. Not it. Go straight.
Tranquila. Usted sabe que yo voy bien.
Then, as if a switch had been thrown, Karen cut short her rant, clearly spent from venting all her anger. She slammed the door open and staggered out onto the street, muttering something under her breath.